Hello, hello, hello. It's so good to be here. Hey, everyone. It has been a minute since I've been live with you all, and I want to say, hey, it's nice to see everyone. This is different. It feels like I'm back in a space that is a bit unfamiliar, but we're here. So, you're probably like, what is happening? Yes, I'm asking the same question. So I feel very compelled to start a series on rebuilding connection with your partner in your relationship. So this is for my non-communicating couples, my couples who are struggling with connection and intimacy. I have something for you. Yes, I'm very excited to present a series. I'm going to present a week long, or not a week long. I'm going to present a consistent series over a couple of weeks for you about reconnection and rebuilding that connection in your relationship so that you have more open communication, so that you are sharing, so that you are having more sex and intimacy in your relationship. So we are just going to be here. I'm going to come on here. What I think I want to do is every week, I'm going to present a different topic around this, around connection, opening communication in your relationship. So today, what I'm going to start with is we're going to talk about understanding the history of why disconnection even occurs in your relationship. What happens that you two get to a place where you're not communicating in the first place, or your partner is withdrawn and not speaking and not sharing, and you're not unsure why, and you both are like, how did we even get here? So first, let's talk about what we learned, okay? So what I usually like to do is really highlight what we learned growing up. We know this, we may know this, we may not, but our past, what we learned as a child and how we experience life as a child, it strongly impacts how you engage as an adult, okay? The only way it does not, and I don't know if I should say the only way it does not, but what happens is you have to really unlearn. You have to really unlearn what you have been taught in ways that you have seen the adults around you show up. And so in order to unlearn that, of course, my first thing is to promote therapy. But you have to be very intentional. And so what we learned, what we saw, how were your parents, your caregivers? Did you see your caregivers for, again, my couples who struggle communicating and struggle connecting in their relationship? What did you see growing up? What did you learn about growing up? What did you see? How did your parents interact? Did you see affection? Did you see your parents arguing? Did you see them solving arguments? Did you see them learning how to talk through things? Or did you see them give each other the silent treatment? Did you see them stay very disconnected? Was there anyone in the household or anyone in your family that you saw coming together? Additionally, how did you learn in terms of receiving comfort from others? Okay, so this is very important. How did you learn how to receive comfort? Okay, and I ask that because how you learn how to receive comfort as a child really impacts how you receive comfort as an adult. And so this gets into a lot of your attachment history. And I'm throwing out a lot of big words here, so I'm going to try to keep it very simple and not too clinical. But really understanding what did you learn in terms of how were you comforted? As a child, were you taught to toughen up, go handle it on your own, take care of yourself, no one is available? Were you given a lot of love? Were you really shown a lot of affection? Would people talk it out with you? Would your caregivers kind of be there to love on you? And what I like to tell my clients is what we know is that a child cannot figure it out on their own. A child does not have, their brain is not fully developed to know how to figure it out on their own or how to go take care of themselves. A child is very much dependent and needs an adult to be able to comfort them and guide them. And so let's say you did learn to kind of take care of things on your own. No one is around. No one is there to comfort you. What that means is in a relationship, in your adult relationships, it can be very tough because you learn not to depend on people and not to be very vulnerable with others. Okay? And so how that plays out is that in a relationship, when something happens, when there is a conflict, when there is a stress, a burden, or something that is very distressing on you, or something very hurtful that happens, what you know how to do is how to distance yourself from others, how to disconnect. If you learn, no one is there, no one's going to be there, you can't depend on anybody. So what happens is in your relationship, it can be very hard to be very vulnerable and open. But that's okay. Okay, I'm not saying these things to say that you are doomed for life. We're just really kind of unpacking right now and understanding, what does it mean? Okay, where does this come from? And so what happens is some people have learned that isolation is the best space. In a relationship, isolation, it doesn't help. It doesn't help your relationship. It keeps you distant from your significant other. And it keeps you all, you aren't dealing with stuff together. You're dealing with stuff apart. So we want to, my goal is to help you to work through that. And as you start to recognize that and notice when you do that, you are able to make those changes. But again, we're just talking about the understanding. We're just talking about how these are some of the things we learned growing up around relationships. So that's initially what we've learned. Hey, that's initially kind of what we learned about our relationships. So we're just talking again about ways to connect with your significant other, what that looks like, and understanding where you learn certain things about yourself that really can cause you and your partner to disconnect. So one of the things, and we're not going to be on here long, it's nice to have you all. It's nice to have you and to see you. One of the things that I want us to really understand is, in order to work through these things in your relationship, you have to be able to, you and your significant other have to be able to have what I consider a safe space to talk these things through. So what that means is you and your partner need to have time built in your relationship where you are able to share and open up in order to encourage this. That means that you and your partner you're not trying to have this deep conversation when you first get home from work, or when you're about to go to work and your mind is, racing and you have like multiple things on your mind. That's not when you would start these things. You would start these things, you would have, whether it's designated time, whether you all are at dinner, whether you all are on a car ride together. These are what I would consider safe spaces where you are able to, that you have your undivided attention. It does not feel good, okay? It is, I encourage my couples, I say this to my couples all the time. It is not good to open up to someone and they're not there on the receiving end to hear what you have to say and to be there to comfort and validate you, especially if you already struggle with this. So it's very important that you have the space, that you and your significant other have created a safe space for you to talk through these, whatever issues have come up in your relationship. And so, in order to do this, I have some homework that I want to give you all. So, in order to do this, your homework would be, 1, I want you to share with your significant other a time when you have felt very connected. A time when you have enjoyed being in your relationship. You feel so in love and, all those good feelings. Break it down. When did this happen? When was that time? Where were you all? what was happening in the relationship. Just really kind of analyze that time and share with your significant other. What was it that they did that you felt so in love and connected? Okay. And I like to do positives first, but that's up to you. And I want you to also share one time, not 5, 6, 10, whatever. I want you to share one time when you also felt disconnected. When you also felt like, I'm just not feeling this. I don't feel like my partner is hearing me. I'm not heard. I'm not understood for a different reason. I just want you to identify one time. So this is funny because if I go in, when you open that up, sometimes couples could have a laundry list. You could probably identify so many different times when you felt disconnected in your relationship. But that can be overwhelming to hear for one person in one sitting. So I want you to only identify one time you felt connected, one time you felt disconnected. Okay? So that's going to be it in terms of what I'm sharing today. I'm going to do this every week. Okay, we're going to do a Tuesday topic, Tuesday talk with myself. Hey, nice to see you here. We're going to do this every Tuesday, and I think I'm going to do this earlier. I think this time is a little bit late, so I want to do this a lot earlier. But hey. So we are going to do this. I'm going to come on and we're going to talk about rebuilding connection and intimacy in your relationship. This is going to be on Tuesdays. And guess what? I'm starting a YouTube page. I'm so excited about this so that you all can get longer videos and more content from me that goes in more depth about these issues and these topics. Essentially, you're getting... these will be considered like a master class. Hey, it's nice to see you all coming on in. Yes, yay. I like to see people excited about this. So I'm going to come on every Tuesday. I have some topics, again, around rebuilding connection, helping you to connect with your partner and different ways to, my plan is to give you some homework every week that you all can go and share with your partner. Okay? That is it for today. Thank you for coming to my live. We're just going to get this rolling, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Go ahead and mark your calendar. Thank you so much. I love the feedback. This is great. Mark your calendar, and I'll be back. Let's go ahead and set this for 12:30 next Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time. Okay? All right, you all. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you later. Bye.